Good evening. I'm Enarida Lord and welcome to Churikua. This city hides its own stories. I will tell you about my tragic fate. My name is Cesco Pizzigani, and I was a famous stonemason. I remember carrying the facade of the Scuola di San Marco in the Castello district, which had to be repaired and even rebuilt to some extent after the terrible fire of 1485. My talent was such that I even worked on other famous buildings in the city. I had my own workshop. People liked my work, and everyone respected and admired me. It was so nice to see that even the students of the Scuola di San Marco said they admired my work, and despite having no opportunity in life other than this trade, my work was heard of even other lands. What would fill me more than working in the quarry was my family and that my workshop continued to have work. Unfortunately, my beloved wife, Florinda, fell ill. I did everything I could to give her proper treatment with a doctor, but unfortunately, she was getting worse. The bills were mounting and I couldn't afford any more. The cost rose so high that I had to sell my workshop. I even stopped working when her condition worsened, so that I could help her and keep her by my side. Unfortunately, God called her to his side, and everything I did didn't work. Now that Florinda, my support, my inspiration, had left this world, I was left not only in sadness and melancholy, but also in misery. I had no money. I sold many of my tools, leaving me with only my chisel. This led me to the Scuola di San Marco, which was also dedicated to helping the needy. They pitied me. I could see it in their eyes, and even thought they at least gave me food. I no longer had a roof over my head, so I ended up going to the pier. To entertain myself with my chisel, I drew the boats on the columns of the moorings, which I could see when they arrived, as my hands found some comfort in doing so. What I was doing now was nothing compared to what I had done in the past, but at least it kept me busy, and my hands wanted to remember what they knew how to do, even if it was in an austere and rustic way. I found some distraction in this place. There were many Levantines living nearby, in Giudecca, if I remember correctly, but here in Castello, there was someone else, a Venetian woman who had a child with one of them. Her son was already a man, dressed in Levantine attire, but neither of them were married. It was said that he had a wife and found love, and unable to resist the women of these lands, they gave him this son, who, unfortunately for the boy, was not well regarded by either the people of Castello or the Levantines. I always heard that he beat his mother, got angry, and reproached her for why neither side accepted him, and she, humble as her heart reflected, accepted her son's beatings. I couldn't believe it, seeing that poor woman beaten, hiding the bruises from the world, and saying anything to others. I heard whispers that he beat her and even witnessed some of these beatings, which were hard to watch. However, one night I witnessed the worst. From my vantage point, I saw this young man arguing with his mother. I saw this young man arguing with his mother. When he entered, I hear blows and screams, but then the worst happened. It didn't take long for me to see him come out with a heart in his hand. The woman wasn't hurt, so I assumed the worst. He ran towards the bridge next to the school at San Marco, but he tripped, and the heart flew out and rolled until it fell into the water. The Levantine cried because as it fell into the water, he heard a voice coming from the heart asking, "Are you okay, my son?" The young man cried, devastated, with the heart already submerged in the water, stood up and ran towards Fundamenta Medicanti. Near Fundamenta Nove, he threw himself into the water, shouting his guilt and regret and asking his mother for forgiveness for what he had done. Shortly afterwards, his lifeless body floated to the surface. The authorities arrived shortly after and asked me what had happened. My hands couldn't stay still, and I carved that terrible scene, which many people heard about and others saw, as an event that we will never forget. Some say that it is fortunate that he did not hurt anyone else, but if I am not to tell you something, now that my life is coming to an end, this is how I feel. And this is not just my delusions or imagination, it is that when I am here alone, especially in the harsh winters, I see the Levantine running around these parts, searching for his mother's heart, as if he were looking for the warmth that he did not know how to appreciate in life.